Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Kay here from the Spiritual Parlour, and the first thing to say is that I have actually decided to take this recording outside in my garden because it's a wonderful evening. So if you do hear nature sounds and stuff behind me, it's because it is so hot, it is so lovely. I've decided to come outside. So I am the owner of the Spiritual Parlour store. For those of you who don't know me, I'm also an astrologer, numerologist and Reiki master, and tarot reader, of course. And I've set up the tarot school, and I've got a couple of students, and I'm noticing that there are some things or some common questions that are coming up, and I feel that understanding the suits in the deck is a big thing. And so I've decided to do this quick 101 for anyone who may be in this situation themselves, because one thing I can say about learning tarot myself in depth, connecting with it, and then teaching others is that it's not about knowing what all the cards mean and that's it, you stop there. You really do need to connect with the deck. So let's take a look. So based on the common Rider-Waite universal system that most, or if not all of us come across, when we start to learn tarot, if we look at the first suit, which is the Cups, and I want you to think of this suit as a representation of how we feel. First of all, so if we separate the court cards out, which the King, the Queen, the Knight and the Page, which can sometimes represent a person or a person with that energy, and it can be linked to astrology as well. If we take those away and we just look at the Ace to 10 to start with, because in another video I will do the court cards in detail. So this suit is how we feel, how we flow through life on an emotional level. So it's like going from happy to sad and everything in between. And if we look at the top here, where we've got the cards at the top, you can see the Ace obviously being the brand new start, the brand new beginning, the brand new emotional feeling. Then you've got the Two of Cups, top row, starting from the left to right. Two of Cups, which would be the duality of two people coming together emotionally. Three of Cups, you've got people celebrating on a reason to be happy from an emotional aspect. Then you've got the Four of Cups, which you can see here is someone who looks as though they're not interested in something that's being offered to them. So emotionally they are disconnected. Then you've got the Five of Cups, which obviously you can see looks like a person who's disappointed, focused on the Three Cups that have spilt away, forgetting that there's two cups behind them. So the whole thing with this suit is from an emotional aspect, and my biggest tip is to tune into what the pictures are showing you and how do these people appear on an emotional level to connect with this particular suit, this particular one here. If we go to the bottom row from the left hand side here, the first card we've got here is the Eight of Cups. Now you might look at this and think, well, it's a person who's just walking towards a mountain or a hill. Really tune into the imagery. This person is walking away, but what are they walking away from? They're walking away from a set of cups. So we could look at that imagery and we could say, okay, well, this is the person who is emotionally turning their back on something, whatever is in those cups. So the Eight of Cups would be a card concerned with turning away, going in a new direction, but from an emotional perspective. Okay, so this suit is all about how we feel and how we deal with things on an emotional level. Now, of course, this is linked directly to romance, of course, but it's also linked to how we feel about situations, people, places, and things too. So this is just everything. It's not just romance. Now, looking at the next suit that we've got here, we've got the Pentacles, which is sometimes referred to as coins in some decks, or some people call it coins. I call it the Pentacles. Now again, separating the court cards, so the King, the Queen, the Knight, the Page, we can take that away and just keep in your mind that this can sometimes represent a person or a person with that particular energy. Focusing on the Ace to 10 again, this suit talks about stability in life, okay, or actions we need to take. And it can show how stable or how unstable a situation, person, place or thing is. So Pentacles is like earth energy. So it's stability, it's foundations. It's also linked directly to finances and lack of it, or whether we have it or we don't have it. Of course, it can relate to romance as well, because we all find stability in romantic relationships. We all find stability in work, in jobs, and so forth. So when we see this suit, it's always about what's stable or unstable. And if we look here on the left, we've got the ace at the top row. We've got the ace of pentacles, so that new start could be that new opportunity for something stable, could be that new opportunity for, you know, making money, because it's linked to finances as well. And as you move along, you can see the two of pentacles here. You've got a man who is juggling two pentacles, so it's like responsibility, you know, responsibility within stable areas of life or unstable areas of life. You've got the three of pentacles, which is about, you know, someone who is being admired from afar, and three is that number of expansion, so it could be a potential to expand on something solid. Then you've got the four of pentacles, which we can see is a man who is holding on to a pentacle very, very tightly, and he has one above his head and two by his feet. So again, keeping in mind this suit's energy, which is about stability, you can see this guy who is standing on two pentacles, keeping his feet firm on the ground, one above his head, keeping a stable, you know, thought processes, and holding on to one pentacle very, very tightly, you know, so he's creating that stability. So this particular suit here, although it is linked directly to finances, money, wealth, prosperity, yes, when we're not doing a finance or work reading, in order to interpret it, the best way is to interpret this suit is about stableness or lack of stableness. And this can be with a situation, person, place, or thing, whatever the reading is about outside of finance. So here we've got the wand suit, you know, and this suit talks to us a lot about how we move forward and move on in life. You know, we have passions, we have successes, and we have failures too in life. And this is what this suit helps us to understand, and the messages that the cards give in this particular suit. So it's about action, movement, how we do or don't progress. And looking at the cards here on the left hand side, you know, you've got the ace, which would be that brand new spark, that brand new motivation, that brand new passion, that brand new opportunity. And then you've got the two of pentacles here, so you've got a guy here who is top row, second in from the left, wands here. You've got a guy who is standing there with the world like a globe in his hand, and he's standing by steps, yeah? So it's about planning, action, next steps, you know, so really tune into the imagery of what the suits are showing you. But generally, this is how we move forward in life, or how we don't move forward in life. It represents our successes, it represents our failures, and it represents our passions, you know, creativity, projects, what drives us in life. So finally, we've got the sword suit, and I'm not going to lie, and anybody who has done or is doing my intuitive tarot readers course, you will know that I'm quite serious with this suit, because this suit shows us all the challenges we experience in life. It is not an easy suit to read. It is not an easy suit to experience the energy of. You know, life puts us through our paces. People, situations, places, and things can do that too, for everyone. And this is what this suit is about. So it's directly related to, you know, our ability to cope with the challenges, and it shows us where our challenges are. On the other side, the energy is about, you know, our mental and communication, or even spiritual challenges as well, because this is the air suit. So looking at the top left hand side, top row, we've got the ace of swords again. You know, that brand new beginning, that clarity, could be that mental clarity, could be that breakthrough with communication, it could be that breakthrough with a challenge. Then you've got the two with the person who has two swords crossed over their chest. So again, rather than two, the number resonating as duality, as it does in the two of cups, or as it does in the two of wands, with thinking about the next stages and the next plans, or two people coming together emotionally, in this particular suit, it is about not so much coming together, like holding back, you know, kind of like guarding yourself, damned if you do, damned if you don't, kind of being at a crossroads. So it's a different energy when you look at this suit with the twos. And the three is, you know, that number of expansion, But in this particular suit here, it's not expansion at all. If you look at the heart with the 3 swords, through it, it's like a representation of heartbreak. So this suit does have a very, very different energy, and it is about challenge, and it is about communication, and it is about our thoughts as well. And I would really say with this particular suit to tune into the imagery a lot to see what it is showing you. If you look at the bottom row, the first card on the left hand side, on the bottom row, you've got the 6 of swords. So what do we see from this image? We see a guy who is in a boat with another person, and he has 6 swords stacked up with him, and he's obviously, at the moment, the water that he's in is quite, choppy, but he's moving towards calmer waters. So what does this show us? This is an image of moving forward from, probably choppy water or challenges in life to more calmer waters, to a more calmer situation. And the 6 swords could be a representation of what we've learned while we've spent time in that difficult situation, in that choppy water. So really tune into the imagery of the cards and think about what the suits represent. So I'm going to give you 4 top tips, because these are going to be short videos that I post, and that is an overview of the suits and how we can interpret them and how we can link them to life. So with 4 top tips, first one is connect the suit with an element. So earth, fire, air, water. Yeah, so earth would be the pentacles, fire would be the wands, air would be the swords, water would be the cups. Consider what each element does, or what that particular element does, and how it moves and what it represents. So again, earth is pretty solid, slow moving, slow and steady energy. So it's about that foundations, building, stability. Fire moves quickly, it's very, very rapid. And fire, heat, that can all be a representation of passion, which is what the wand suit is about. Air moves very, very quickly as well. And in the air suit, that's like air. If you think of the air above us, we need air to breathe. Air, it's like communication, thoughts up in the sky, up in the clouds, all thoughts and thinking and challenge as well. Water, what does water do? Water flows. What does emotions do? What do? They flow as well. Emotions can be very, very up and down, just like water can be quite choppy as well. So that's another way to link it. Then connect each element and suit to life. So for example, water flows, emotions flow, fire moves rapidly, and so do actions. When we desire something, we move quickly. Yeah, so link it to life situations and what we do in life. Finally, you can even use keywords per suit. You've got water, cups, like I feel, all the emotions, all the feels. Air and swords, I think or I say, for thoughts and communication. Earth and pentacles, you've got I feel secure, for that foundation and stability. And you've got fire and wands for I desire, for that passion. So there we have it. That is a very, very quick overview. And what I would say is, if you want to know more, if you want to look at this in more detail, then do check the links below the video, because the Foundation Intuitive Tarot Readers course is there, and there's a 50% discount for the first 100 students who claim it and use the discount code. So once it's gone, it's gone. So it will be half price. I think it will be £27.50 in British pounds, probably no more than about $30 US. And it is a 7.5 hour course with videos, with a workbook. Just check the links below and you will see more details, and there is a code there for 100 people to claim for half price. And also check the Intuitive Tarot Readers book, which I'm the author of, which will be released in August. Depending on when you're watching this, it might already be released, or it might not, depending where you are, but you can pre-order it. And yeah, just have a look below. So these are my top tips for connecting with the suits, and how I would help you to understand what each suit represents. So stay tuned. Do like, share, subscribe. Do, if you want to know more on tips on tarot, astrology, and this kind of thing, I do plan to post on a Thursday one educational video on an esoteric subject. So it could be tarot, it could be astrology, it could be whatever it is. But I have set that plan starting from June.